Welcome to Bona Retsang. This show is a platform for you to voice your opinions on all that is happening in and around your community.
That is correct, guys. Remember, we do love hearing from you, so please drop us a post on our Facebook page. All you have to do is search for Bona Retsang, or you can follow us on our Twitter page at Bona Retsang. If you guys would like more detailed information on the show and myself and PK, check out our active website.
That is right, Zach. But as you all know, we always have an awesome, informative show lined up for you guys at home. So let's not waste any more time and check out today's lineup.
First up, we take a look at condoms in schools.
Then we see what has been making headlines in the news on News Recap.
On Stramto, we explore bullying.
Then on Zishani, we meet up with YFM DJ Sol Penduga.
Right then, let's move straight into our headline for the day, and that means it's time for the Big Buzz story. Now, with high stats of HIV and teen pregnancy sweeping across our nation, the government has implemented steps to try and combat these issues. But does everybody agree with these methods? Gino gives us the lowdown.
When people think of school, they think about
fun, education.
I think of my future.
Pursuing my career, my future, being successful.
Is school a place for sex?
No. Hell no.
No, hell no.
No, it's inappropriate.
A conference held in KwaZulu-Natal last month saw the province's Department of Education putting in place a plan to distribute condoms in local high schools in an effort to reduce the number of teenage pregnancies and the risks involved in unprotected sex.
Cardinal Wilfred Napier, head of the Catholic Church in South Africa, said that no condoms would be distributed at schools built on Catholic Church property. He added that once something is distributed by people in authority, children will take it as an okay. Bona Retsang met up with some high school pupils to discuss the pros and cons of condom distribution in South African schools.
I think having condoms at school is not a good idea, because if you bring in them here, it means you're allowing us to have sex. It means you're accepting the fact that we're going to have sex either way.
I think the government is issuing out condoms because of the teenage pregnancy. A lot of kids are getting pregnant and they can't support their kids. So the only way to prevent them from getting pregnant is condoms.
I think the government should continue distributing the condoms at KZN, because some kids, they really can't afford condoms and they can't go to the clinic and back home again to go have their problems, whatever they're having. So actually distributing them is actually kind of a good idea, because it will minimize the pregnancy, minimize the diseases, since that is our motto as a world, like don't have HIV, like don't contract STIs.
The condom distribution thing is still saying that they should have sex, and the more they distribute the condoms, the more they're going to have sex.
Career guidance teacher and counsellor Ms. Shuna Matiraduba expresses her dissatisfaction with the KZN government's attempts to hide a bigger problem.
With respect to the KZN government, I feel it seems like a good initiative, but I think they're not solving the problem. They're just trying to cover up a problem that is deeper. I don't think condom distribution will deal with what the youth has to face today. There's more issues that are there that we need to go into, and I just think it's a 2-minute solution, and it's not going to work in the long run.
While we cannot ignore that everybody has the right to their own opinion when it comes to dealing with issues of teenage sex and the prevention of teenage pregnancy and sexually transmitted infections, we cannot ignore the reality of the situation, which is that a large percentage of the South African youth are sexually active. Go to our Facebook page, Bona Retsang, or follow us on Twitter at Bona Retsang, and let us know what you think about the issue. This is Chido Shedile, reporting for BR.
Now, this is a huge debate, and I think that us as the youth of Mzansi should learn to voice our opinions. But up next is News Recap, where we take a look at the news that has been making headlines this past week. Check it out.
Starting with news on the international front, our doctors who have been studying in Cuba are back home. Medical graduates from Mzansi who went to study in Cuba as part of the South African-Cuban medical collaboration have come back home, and they're hoping to use their skills and expertise to help their communities. The 62 graduates gathered together at the University of Pretoria's Groenkloof campus on Wednesday to receive their degrees. They were congratulated by Health Minister Aaron Motsoaledi. The 7-year program sees the students learning Spanish in the first year, followed by 5 years of studying medicine and topped up with a final year of working in South Africa. So, if you still haven't decided what you want to do after matric, consider studying medicine in Cuba. It's a great way to travel, meet new people, and try new food, all while hitting the books. We hate to bring up Nelson Mandela again. At this point, I'm sure we all agree that the old man needs to be left alone. However, the Mandela family is at it again. On Wednesday, Judge Lusindiso Phakati at the Mthatha High Court ordered the remains of Madiba's 2 sons and his granddaughter to be dug up from Mveza and returned to Qunu. Madiba's grandson, Mandla Mandela, removed the remains from the original burial site in Qunu in 2011 and reburied them in his homestead, Mvezo. It is reported that it has always been Madiba's wish to be buried next to his children. Therefore, wherever his children are buried is where the global icon would be laid to rest. The remains were transported back to Qunu on Thursday for reburial. A principal at a Durban primary school faces charges of rape after a Durban girl testified against him in court on Wednesday. According to the girls, the principal would call them to clean his office in exchange for extra lessons. He then molested them. The girls were placed in protective custody. If you are aware of sexual harassment happening in your school, call the Kids Clinic at 082 958 8789 or send a please call me to Love Life at 083 323 1023 and they will call you back.
Please guys, remember to drop us your comments on today's stories and issues that we have covered. We want to hear your views.
But right now, some so careful say dolo. Got the masasibuya, we check out your cell phone CJ clips and find out ukuthi ubani isikoko sanamhlanje.
Welcome back to Bona Retsang. If you guys have just joined us, it is time for us to head over to Stramto. And this week we take a look at an issue that people don't regard as a huge problem. Bullying. Take a look at this.
Beshabanye abantwana for into engekho is like umuntu umcela imali yakhe akuncishe like you naye uba neenga because ufuna ukuthatha imali yakhe angafuni, so then ugcina manje ulanda igenge semgcina nibashaya abantu bakhona.
Physical bullying takes place in the presence of that person. It's a face-to-face thing, and it's either verbal or it's emotional or it's physical.
Babies, I'm 26, I'm 28, I'm 3. These gangs, most of young youth, so they think ukuthi mabajoyine lezi zinto lezi bazokwenza izinto ngokuthanda kwabo.
Where cyberbullying is a lot more of an emotional type of approach, and it obviously happens electronically.
The RCMP are confirming there's a full investigation underway into the circumstances surrounding the death of Port Coquitlam teenager Amanda Todd.
Her name was Amanda Todd. She was 15 years old, and she killed herself after years of being victimized by bullies in person and online.
People who are afraid have two choices. They can either become passive and become victims, or they can become aggressive. And a lot of your bullies are simply sheep that got tired of being sheep that became wolves and wanted to get their power back. So older brother bullies me, so I bully someone younger than I am. Simply how it works. Phoenix Foundation is an international organization dealing with safety in schools, and particularly focusing on the issue of bullying and how to prevent bullying and how to help victims, and even how to help the bullies themselves to be able to solve the issue that is causing their behavior. Bullies definitely are victims, and they are a victim of their own self-image, of their own personal insecurities. Those insecurities can be created many different ways. It could just be an absentee mother or father. It could be someone else bullying them. Something in their life takes away their power, and so they feel disempowered. And that emptiness inside, which they can't define, drives them to become powerful by doing different things. And one of those things is abusing others.
Ngithema ngizirealize into bengizenza because abanye abantu abasangithandi the way bebengithanda ngakhona kuqaleni. So ngabona ukuthi into engiyenzayo wrong, and then abantu banginika ama advice ukuthi angeke ngiphelele ndawo ngalento engiyenzayo.
Guys, let's learn to stick together and treat each other equally. If you are faced with bullying at school or on any social network, make sure that you contact the Phoenix Foundation for help.
That is right, PK, but now it is time for Be Media Wise, where you guys get the chance to send us a video on an issue affecting yourself or your community. Let's see what today's clip is all about.
Hello and good morning. Today I want to tell you about what I think. Today I would like to tell you about what is easier, being a teacher or being a student. There are many people that would say that being a teacher is just child's play. And there are many students that would say that being a teacher is much easier. There are two ways to look at this. Firstly, a student has to study all subjects, whereas a teacher teaches only one. Secondly, teachers have the most holidays, and this is why we see that teachers have it way easier. From the teacher's point of view, we see that students, although they have no worries, they can focus straight on their studies and we can make it have a very easy life. That's why we are going to test today to interview 3 people and see what they have to say. Follow me. Sir, could you please enlighten us with your opinion?
Well, being a student is easier in many ways. In the first place, whatever you do is affects you only. So it is only your own responsibility. But when you become a teacher, then you take responsibility against other people on your shoulder, and actually I find it very difficult.
What do you think is easier, being a teacher or a student? Teacher. Why do you say being a teacher?
Because teachers have free periods through the day and students work out.
We as teachers think students have it easier because we stand in front of class with a lot of background work that goes into our lesson. So then we think you guys have it easier. But in the same sense, I think we have it easier as well because we don't get tested on our knowledge.
When it comes down to my opinion, I personally think that I'll have to agree with Ms. Katusha that both parties have it easier. It depends on how much a student learns and how much the teacher teaches. Because if students study very hard, it could be very difficult for them. However, if the teacher is dedicated 100% to teaching the students and having that responsibility, the teacher would have a harder job. So thank you for joining me on this journey on about whether a teacher or student's job is easier.
Thank you so much for sending us your clip, and just in doing so, you have won yourself a Casio watch to the value of 500 Rand. Do remember that you can also send through your clips to our WhatsApp number or BBM pin, which should be appearing on your screens right now.
That is right, Zach. But next on the lineup is EC Core, where we meet a young South African who is making moves towards their future. And today we meet a lady who is making a difference through design. This is Artemis.
My name is Artie, short for Artemis Propolis, and I'm 17. My passion for music started at the age of 4 when I first began playing the violin. Music is one of my favorite hobbies. I play the violin, play the piano, I sing, and I'm in the Johannesburg Youth Orchestra. I also am a swimmer. I love swimming. That's my sport. Passion for design actually began with the Woolworths project. It actually opened my eyes and showed me how design is so powerful and how it can actually impact and make a difference to many lives. The actual brief was to create anything 3-dimensional. It could have been a building, but it had to be something that could solve a problem in the community. I observed my surrounding community, and I found that 76% of learners walk to school each day. And so I decided to do something in an environmentally sustainable way. What I did was I created a scooter for kids to get to school. Furthermore, it is out of recycled materials and it contains a storage compartment for books and stationery and a desk for communities that don't have desks. And I got my friend Linda Ketsekile to actually go to school with the scooter, and it took him 9 minutes to get to school, opposing a 35-minute walk that he'd normally take. The obstacles I faced whilst making my scooter: how would it be safe? What materials would I use? Would kids actually want to go to school with the scooter? So many unanswered questions I had leading up to my final project, I think, was the hardest challenge. What was going through my head was, oh my word, I can't believe I've won. You know, I just felt, wow, this product can actually make a difference. No one in particular inspires me. From every being, I can take a lesson to learn from for my future. So I think that everybody inspires me in a little way. One day, I hope to find a way to combine music and design, my two passions, together. I believe that both of them can really create such a difference. If you have a simple idea, don't keep it on lock. Like, expose it. It could go so far one day. Something so small could become something so big. It can make a difference. So I think have faith in your project, Be proud of what you do and just flaunt it. Be you, be yourself, and just enjoy the journey. Hi, I'm Artie and I'm the future Skogo. Woo!
That is a really cool design, and congratulations to you, Artie. As she says, you can make the difference with just a simple idea.
You know, Zach, Artie's not just an awesome designer.
Really?
But she's also a beautiful singer. The song that was playing, it's
Yeah?
actually her singing.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so that's why she is a Skoko. But right now, let's take a quick break. When we return, we hook you up with Izzy Shiny and we find out who rocks gold teeth and likes it on Iringanati.
Welcome back to Bona Retsang. Don't forget to interact with us on our Facebook page by clicking the like button, or you can always drop us a tweet. PK, what is next in the lineup?
Well, next on the lineup is Iringanati. And today we hear your views on Ama Gold Teeth. Check this out.
Guys, do you think it's necessary for a person to have a gold tooth?
It depends on why the person would fit a gold tooth.
I think it is quite necessary because, you know, sometimes you have to have this artificial smile whereby when you just smile, something just flows from your mouth, you know. Gold will, people, like, your mouth will look attractive whereby people will obviously look at your mouth.
If you have ugly teeth, why don't you just go to the dentist?
If your teeth are quite ugly, you'll give them some protection.
You have your teeth. Why do you have to have something, a layer on top of your teeth?
If you have a gold tooth, it proves to us that you got the money that you can spend for even oral jewelry.
It shows that the person doesn't know very well how to spend their money in a good way.
Each and everything shall be pimped in this world. You know, that's how it's supposed to be. If you don't pimp your face, you'll never look beautiful.
Bling bling. I don't think that I would mind. I kind of think it would suit me, actually.
My friend, maybe it will suit you, but I think you should think about it before, you know, acting, because you cannot turn back the hands of time when you have it all on your teeth.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but right now, let's head over to Izzy Shiny, and today we meet up with YFM DJ Uso Penduka.
Thanks for meeting me here, Saul. So now let's chat. Who is Saul Penduga?
I'm a musician, I'm a DJ, I'm a guy on radio, you know, personality. Look, I'm just an easygoing guy who likes having a good time and having fun and trying to make a name for myself here on earth. That's in a nutshell who Saul Penduga is.
So you've been producing music ever since you were 16. When did you realize that this is your passion and this is what you really want to do?
But it all started at home when my mom used to play a lot of church music, and there was this thing called hip hop, which I loved a lot. And at the same time, house blew up. And in high school, that's when I discovered that, wow, I don't actually need many instruments in one room. I just need a computer, speakers, and a screen. And started making my first song. It was a hip hop song, actually, when I was 16. And then that's when I started. And then I bought that computer and got some software and started making music.
Everybody knows you as the YFM co-host. How did that come about?
It was 2009 when I applied for the Y Academy. Got into the Y Academy for 6 months. In 2010, I was done with my Y Academy, and in March, Smoo left. He left YFM, and then I got put in the breakfast show, YFM breakfast show. That's how it all began.
What do you think are the qualities that one should have in order to pull it off on radio?
Have the talent, have the tenacity, don't give up, have the hard work, and yeah, keep on growing your skills. You know, practice as though you were on radio. Right? Okay, cool. Yeah.
So tell us what's lined up for you this year.
This year, I've been talking to my record label. I'll do a deluxe of my album, and also expect my face on TV. But I mean, this year I'm focusing more on growing myself, you know, the brand, and also my personal businesses on the side.
So anything that you want to say to viewers who are interested in radio, interested in knowing you more?
Most importantly, whether you want to be in radio or whether you want to be a chartered accountant and you have a dream of being something, all I'm going to say is no dream works unless you do, you know, so get up there and make it happen, man. Sitting down and thinking and wishful thinking and dreaming, you know, has never gotten someone successful. So get up there and do it. It's as simple as that.
Okay, thank you, Saul, for meeting up with me.
All right, cool.
I really enjoyed spending time with you today.
Likewise, thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Mpumi, and you getting the chance to meet up with the Soul Penduga. Amazing. If you at home dream of going into the radio industry, I hope you are paying close attention.
I can guarantee you that they were PK, but my friend, unfortunately, we have to bounce out of here. But guys, have no stress because we will be back next week. But from us here at Bona Retsang Studios, bye-bye.